All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be breaking down the top prop bets for Taco Tuesday on PrizePicks. We have the NBA back as well, so we'll be covering a decent amount of those bets today. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, so we're going to start off with the PrizePicks board, just highlighting some of the top prop bets that we were getting there. The first one's going to be Reed Shepherd for under his fantasy score of 19 that we are seeing here. Very strong likelihood for this to hit. And I'm a little bit surprised by that. And it was to the point where I'm like, all right, let's just go ahead and we'll double check this. And I did. And then I compared it against the PrizePicks scoring, and I'm like, okay, it is seemingly correct. Okay, he's projected to get 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists. If you just give him that, but then you also include his 1.5 turnovers, and maybe he can get one block and steal. Okay, maybe. It does add up to about 15 for his fantasy score. So that's 4 under than what he's projected to get currently on PrizePicks. The difference is going to be in the minutes that he ends up getting. So this game could end up being a blowout. It's now down to a 6.5 point spread. Yesterday, it was a 7.5 point spread. At 7.5 points is when I start to worry about a little bit of a blowout. He could get a decent amount of run in this game. We don't exactly know what the rotation is going to be like for the Houston Rockets. If you look at their starting lineup, they are running out a very tall starting lineup. Maybe they have to go with a shorter unit, especially with the second unit. Reed Shepherd is a volume shooter as well. Can easily get hot with the basketball. And if we just take a peek at Reed Shepherd, he is projected to get 18 minutes in this game. I would say if he ends up getting that, could end up getting the over. Is worth calling out, guys, is projected DFS-wise. This is DraftKings scoring slightly different. 17.4 DFS points there. Still under there. Okay, so really, whichever kind of data points you were to use, it is likely for him to get the other. It really comes down to does he get multiple blocks and steals? Okay, so he's projected to get 0.83. Obviously, if you give him 3 there, maybe he doesn't get a turnover. You could easily see how he does end up getting there, but based off the data that we do have coming in, is likely to end up getting the under here. And then another player where it is kind of interesting is going to be Gabe Vincent. So he's probably going to start in this game, but he's only projected to get 15 minutes. I could see that end up being low. So guys, it is worth calling out. The DFS projections are a different thing than the props betting projections, just as an FYI. And I think that's worthwhile to have different projection sources coming in. So when we look at the projection data, he's only projected to get about 8.7 points. When we look at the average sportsbook line, 12.43. So not exactly a massive edge there, but 13.5 there for Gabe Vincent. About a 55, almost 56% chance for the under to end up hitting. Now, the thing with the Lakers is, with LeBron James out, we expect Luka Doncic and also Austin Reeves to have a very high usage rate. Maybe Vincent is able to hit some open threes. We'll see. But overall, this is a bet that I do think typically would end up hitting. Another interesting bet here is going to be with Amen Thompson for under his blocks and steals of 2.5. Kind of just surprising that that's even a bet that's out there. Okay, matched with OKC, a team that's typically pretty darn solid. I don't know, just kind of interesting bet. I would be more in line with betting the under there as well. Then we're getting to an MMA middle here, guys. If you guys want to bet that, as always, you typically can. Again, I don't do MMA. If you guys like one of those bets, either way, let me know. And then from there, you guys are going to notice we have a very limited board after that. So we're getting some prop bets for tomorrow night's action. RJ Barrett over 1.5 3-pointers made. I don't hate that one. I'm very excited about that Toronto team as a whole. Peyton Pritchard, obviously with Tatum out, he should be someone that's like commanding the second unit, and for him to get 5.5 field goals made, not too crazy. I could end up seeing that one hit. Miller, I'm not going to touch under 4.5. VJ Edgecombe, probably would favor the under there. Don't know exactly how many minutes he's going to get. Nick Claxton, wouldn't touch that. Steven Adams, probably not a bet that I want to touch either there. Vanderbilt and Wallace, these two bets where they're 53% likely to hit, very much predicate on just how many minutes they end up getting, and that does seem like a question mark. Casson Wallace is someone, though, that with Jalen Williams out tonight for the OKC Thunder, does tend to get a lot of run. And so we are in some okay bets, but overall, nothing too crazy. Now, during yesterday's NBA props video, I did call out 2 fantasy score prop bets that I liked, and I think it's worth reiterating, guys. So in summary, SGA with Jalen Williams off the court has a massive usage rate. I believe his was 37%, averaged like 60 fantasy points per game with Jalen Williams off the court. So not a terrible bet. And then we also look at Luka Doncic as well, who had like a 41% usage rate with LeBron James off the court. And he is someone that average like 64 fantasy points per 36 with LeBron off the court. So those are two that I like there. And so guys, going ahead and get into the 9-to-5 bet of the day, I'm just going to be running out this 4-slip bet. If you guys want to attach either Luka for over their fantasy score or SGA for over his fantasy score, you could end up doing that. I don't mind that to make it a 6-slip bet. Obviously, we're going to include the taco with this 4-slip bet. And if you guys wanted to use it as a 6-slip bet, you could end up doing that there as well, giving us about a 2.4% edge here against PrizePicks. So obviously, we like that there. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Quick, simple, easy video here for you guys. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. If you guys would like access to the 9-to-5 PrizePicks Optimizer, as well as all the other tools available on 9to5sports.com, head on over there, get access to all the tools for a low monthly cost of $10 a month. Appreciate you guys being here. Good luck, and as always, let's keep cashing.